let's review a little bit about this Crosman break barrel pellet rifle. First off, it looks awesome. Love this pistol grip. This really aids in actually getting some accuracy. It looks like it has some type of fake clip here. Here's your safety here at your trigger. Just move forward. Very easy to use safety in a very convenient place. Sleek looking barrel. Rear adjustable sights, right, left, and up and down. I like that feature. It has what appears to be a fake ported barrel here. It really aids in the aesthetics of this firearm. And the only thing I did different was to paint with some white fingernail polish. I painted the tip of this front fixed sight. But all in all, mounted with a scope, and you've seen someone with this weapon, you would think that it looks, your cheek fits well on the buttstock, and it comes up to plane and level very quickly. Sight picture is obtained very quickly. I like that. But I really like this adjustable sight that Crosman put on this rear sight. This actually probably needs tuning in just a little bit more, but I think this gun at 25 yards is very capable of shooting an 1.5 inch group at 25 yards. Now to load this thing, this is a break barrel. So I found it just as easy while I'm loading it is to kind of give it a little pop here. Take your hand. These are 22 caliber, 14.3 grains pellets. And you insert the pellet with this end. This is a projectile end. Down into the barrel. As so. You close it up. In full disclosure, I did some preliminary tests yesterday shooting this pellet gun and trying to get the scope fairly close. And I discovered while doing so that the scope, there's a factory defect in the scope. The scope is no good. At 25 steps, sometimes it would hit the paper, sometimes it wasn't. So I think the reticle may be broke in the scope. So we're going to send that back to the factory. So for the test today, we're shooting open sights. Open sight seems to be fairly close. I set those. I have moved my target to 25 yards away. I feel very confident that I can be in and around the bullseye at 25 yards. That was one. This will be number 3. Now one thing I must say about this, there's a lot of trigger creep in this trigger. If this trigger was a little more crisp, it would probably be a lot more accurate. There is a screw here on the back of it. Yesterday I played with and adjusted it some, and I got the trigger where it was smoother, but it still has a lot of trigger pull. So if you purchase this weapon, you'll have to feel this weapon and you'll anticipate where the break is actually at in the trigger. As I learned the trigger yesterday, after about 10 rounds or so, I got to where I knew just about where it would break, and I could really bear down on my sight picture and got a much tighter group. So let's walk down and see what we did. So let's have some fun with this thing. So I have an ordinary drink can, Mountain Dew can that I just finished. I have a piece of OSB 7/16. I have a second piece of OSB 7/16, and I have a 2x, and we're going to see if this thing will shoot through it. I have a piece of 26 gauge metal. We're going to see if this thing will shoot that pellet through all of these. Let's get started. So we're going to do this test at about 5 yards. That's a pretty safe distance. We may move this down to 25 yards and see how powerful it is at 25. So we're going to do it at 5 yards to start with. I went through that with relatively ease. So let's try 2 pieces of OSB. That didn't sound good. Well, went through the first one. Here's that hole. Went through the first one, and that is the hole on the second one there. So it indented it fairly good, but it didn't go through 2 pieces. It whacked it pretty hard. I see an entry hole. See the entry hole. No exit hole. Here, just a piece of pine straw. We're going to measure the depth. So it went halfway through that 2x. That's how deep it went. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty strong. So there's the 10. That's the entry hole. There's the exit hole. You seen that? That's 26 gauge 10. That's some old 10 come off my shop. That's this down to 25 yards and see if it'll still go through this at 25. So, as you can see, that easily went through that 26 gauge 10 at 25 yards. And it looks like easily it went through this thin tin can and out the back. Anyway, if you're interested in buying one of these, this is the Crosman barrel 22 caliber pellet rifle. Hey, this thing is fun to shoot, and enjoyed shooting it today. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey, remember, it's a wildlife, and I'll see you in the field.